Zhang Linghe spent 1 week wearing rose gold and pink sapphires for a luxury jewelry campaign, and the next scene fans were passing around had him in a stained apron, badly chopping vegetables over a wood stove. Same actor, same 7-day window, 2 completely different images doing 2 completely different jobs. That's the story tonight on Rabbit News Hallyu, not which photo looks better, but what it means that both are working at the same time. A few months ago, none of this looked likely. This second Too Much premiered on July 19 and landed with a 5.1 on Douban, with over 30% of the ratings coming in at 1 star. Critics called the AI-generated opening cheap, the filters flat, the whole thing closer to a short-form drama than prestige television. By the industry's usual math, that score is close to a death sentence. This drama did not die. Instead, once the female lead's revenge arc kicked in, the show flipped its own reputation in a matter of days. It's currently rated S+ on Yunha's popularity index, it led market share for 8 straight days, and it topped primetime ratings across CVB's provincial satellite lineup. So you have a title carrying one of the worst word-of-mouth scores of the summer, simultaneously outperforming almost everything else on air. Those 2 facts shouldn't sit comfortably next to each other. That gap is worth pausing on. Douban's own rating breakdown explains part of why. The distribution is what analysts call L-shaped, a wall of 1-star reviews on one end, a wall of 4 and 5-star reviews on the other, and almost nothing in the middle. That pattern doesn't usually describe a bad show. It describes a contested one. It's the signature of a title being fought over by 2 audiences pulling in opposite directions, not a title being watched and judged in any conventional sense. But the score war isn't actually where the more interesting shift is happening. The more interesting shift is in what the production team did after the backlash, and in what a single scene, buried mid-season, ended up doing for one actor's image. After the opening got mocked, the production team didn't dig in and defend it. They swapped the AI-generated intro for live-action footage and adjusted the score overnight. That's not a small call for a show already airing, it's a public admission that the criticism landed, and a bet that fixing it fast would matter more than saving face. In an industry where productions often just let a bad launch ride out, that kind of responsiveness is unusual enough to be its own data point about how this team is trying to manage the show's trajectory in real time. Around the same stretch, the official Weibo account for the drama posted a clip that had nothing to do with the plot's darker turns. Zhang Linghe, playing Qixi, in a tailored suit and an apron, cooking at a wood stove, clumsy with the knife, focused, working through a recipe his character's love interest, Su, had taught him 3 years earlier in the story's timeline. The caption asked viewers what time they'd get home if a man cooked like that. It was built to travel, and it did. There's also a media strategy read here worth separating from the fan reaction. The account didn't just post the scene, it posted the scene with a caption built as a question, not a statement. That's a small choice, but a deliberate one, phrasing built to make a comment section answer, argue, and share, instead of just scrolling past a pretty clip. Official accounts increasingly write captions for the algorithm as much as for the audience, and this is a clean example of that instinct working exactly as designed. What makes the scene land emotionally is the contradiction underneath it. Qixi is written as the youngest son of a lord, moody, prone to obsession, not exactly the domestic type on paper. The plot places this cooking scene at the moment his relationship with Su is edging toward reconciliation after a long stretch of misunderstanding. He tells her he hates her, and then makes her dinner. Viewers online described the moment as sweet and painful at once, less a romantic gesture played straight, more evidence of a grown, complicated kind of affection. It's a small scene, but it's doing character work, showing restraint and hurt without a single line of dialogue explaining either. That range keeps coming up in how people are describing Zhang Linghe's performance specifically. He's playing the same character at 2 very different points in his life, the brighter, younger version from 3 years before the story's present, and the guarded, obsessive version audiences meet now, and viewers keep singling out how distinct the 2 versions feel physically, in posture and expression, without the show needing to spell out the difference in dialogue. Co-star Wang Churan is picking up a similar kind of praise for playing 2 characters entirely, the gentle Su, and a vengeful alter version named Mulan. Her red dress, coffin-blocking scene in particular has been singled out as both visually striking and genuinely unsettling to watch. It's worth noting how differently international and domestic audiences are engaging with the same clip, too. Domestic commentary has leaned heavily into that husband material framing, a familiar shorthand in C-drama fan culture for a male lead who reads as caretaking rather than purely aspirational. Overseas viewers picking up the clip through translated fan accounts have tended to focus less on that label and more on the acting choice itself, the fact that a scene built around chopping vegetables is doing more emotional heavy lifting than most confrontation scenes in the same drama. Different audiences, same clip, two different reasons for staying interested, and that kind of cross-market resonance is exactly what makes a moment travel beyond its home platform instead of staying contained to one comment section. So that's the show, a contested reputation, a production team that's clearly listening, and a cast getting credit for range even from people who are still mocking the visual effects. Layer the Bulgari campaign on top of that, and the timing stops looking like coincidence. Zhang Linghe is now the face of Bulgari's 2026 Qixi Festival campaign, fronting the brand's B.01 jewelry line in a short film built around warm, low light and quiet physical detail, hands, eye contact, small touches, all tied to a declare your love in this moment theme. The pieces carry their own symbolism, an 18-carat rose gold necklace with a spiral shape meant to represent enduring love, set with pink sapphires, alongside a ring that mixes gold and stainless steel to suggest resolve and tenderness held in the same object. The campaign leans on Qixi specifically rather than a more generic romance holiday, which matters. Qixi carries centuries of cultural weight in China as a festival built around devotion that survives distance and difficulty, and pairing that symbolism with a spiral necklace marketed as representing permanence isn't a coincidental brand choice. Luxury houses tend to be deliberate about which cultural calendar they attach a campaign to, and Qixi specifically signals an intent to speak to a domestic Chinese audience on its own terms rather than importing a Western gifting occasion. What matters editorially here isn't the jewelry. It's the calendar. This is Zhang Linghe's second major campaign for Bulgari in under 6 months, following a Lunar New Year campaign earlier this year. Brands generally don't repeat the same face inside a single year unless the first outing performed well. Booking the same ambassador for a second major campaign tied to a holiday built around romance tends to read less like a one-off endorsement deal and more like a brand betting on continuity. Put those three pieces side by side, a luxury house repeating its bet on him, a mid-budget drama building his character around restraint and quiet devotion, and a viral clip doing the same emotional work in a completely different register, and a fairly coherent picture starts to form. Not just a leading man having a good stretch, but specifically a leading man being positioned around tenderness held under control. That's a narrower, more deliberate lane than general popularity, and it's the kind of alignment that a brand campaign and a piece of character writing don't usually land on by accident. It also says something about the wider market this drama is operating in. A title can now post one of the worst word-of-mouth scores of its season and still win the ratings race, provided what's underneath the criticism is strong enough to survive the discourse around it. That's a shift from a few years ago, when a rough Douban opening could sink a show's momentum before it had any real chance to recover. Audiences increasingly seem willing to separate "this looks cheap" from "this is worth finishing," and productions that can move fast, like swapping out a bad intro overnight, are the ones positioned to benefit from that separation. None of this guarantees the show's reputation fully resolves in one direction. A split rating distribution like this one tends to stay split rather than clean itself up. But for Zhang Linghe individually, the pattern running across the jewelry campaign, the character work, and the audience reaction to both is consistent enough that it's worth watching as more than a lucky week. If you want entertainment coverage that connects the dots instead of just restating the headline, that's what we're doing here at Rabbit News Hallyu. Subscribe if you'd rather have the analysis than just the news.